Well, they've got bomb down, and surely there's no way for them to convert this one.
No way. I mean, just Glocks in hand. I think P250 on Kenzie. The time continues to rot off the clock. 20 seconds on that bomb timer. But good nade. Oh, and it's still a kill over from Kenzie with 2 frags. That P250 just singing. And Wicadia, only 20 HP, has to back away. And it looks like a full eco from Aurora just snaps up an extra round to post their first one on the board.
And it's not even one of those ecos where they've got like a bit of utility here and there and Desert Eagles as well. Judging by the numbers, they only got a single kill on the pistol rounds. That would have been a $300 addition. So it was like Glock's AP250 and maybe a flash. I don't know. How do you win that round if you're Aurora? You're never supposed to get that points on the board. What a way for them to level up here. And that's just done so much damage to Eternal Fire's economy.
And as we can see, the veto has come through Ancient, Anubis, and so very similar in terms of the map pick from their previous map that they had Anubis. And now it's to see whether or not they can repeat that result with Aurora, or if Eternal Fire has some answers, done their homework in terms of the response. They actually forced buy into this one. Only a rifle saved done over from Wicadia, the rest on pistols. So Eternal Fire have to have some game plan here to make it right activated. Wicadia already forced the first gunfight, takes him off the board, the danger him from previous, and he makes it even more with kill on Kenzie and a dink as well. But look at Aurora pulling things back here now.
This is a really big gunfight coming to best Zantares, and that's going to gain control of the bomb site. But the bomb isn't in that bomb site right now. Calix could catch Deco, he does. My goodness, what on earth is the start to Ancient Paladin?
Back and forth affair. It doesn't necessarily even feel like one team is playing inherently better than the other. It's just a mechanics display to kick things off. Great little B main smoke there to make sure that Celtic can't get activated into the B side, and that's just going to corral him into moving into A. And Calix is very privy to this knowledge, wants to look at Shelf as well. And I don't necessarily know what utility Celtic's throwing there, but flash himself into A nevertheless. Major is here to watch the cross into the site. And they'll take an early duel, get some information, they can now play the 2v1, and this post-plant should be affecting Calix.
Well, there we go. The retake completed to the back. One frag comes through. I was skeptical of the force fire from Eternal Fire. I know they had to go for it, considering the fact that the eco wouldn't have net them full buy in the next. But it wasn't a very good-looking force coming into it. Wicadia is double and jaggy with those, sets them off perfectly. He does good follow-up damage on that third player as well. And they get themselves across the line. So that's definitely going to do a good job of just settling the camp after losing.
Yeah, but they got that bomb down, so Aurora will actually want to double Force Wars and continue that pressure on them. And I don't blame them. I think at this point in time, the guns on Eternal Fire and that economy will still be a bit flimsy, as you can see. Still triple digits on a couple players, Calix and Zantares respectively. Deco will actually upgrade into the A2P, so a lot of money on the table, but instantly decapitated by Zantares, completely blind as well after that early mid-control. And the star of Aurora can't actually get activated off the rip here.
Yeah, that's not been a glass cannon right? So it's without head on, because that was the one shot from the M4 that dispatches of him. Makes it even more brave for Deco to go aggressive play in the middle. You know you're almost always going to get met by a hail of utility. 4 versus 5, Aurora going to go back to the scene of the crime. Zantares still hanging around right now. Does keep the drop keep him at bay. And you catch Flash as well, Flash, so force it does.
Oh, that's magical there from Zantares to have that flash combo, but Kenzie does double back, so we're back in the 3v3, and now Aurora have to kind of just take stock of what map control they have. Kenzie will stay within the middle, as the rest of Aurora decides to group outside of B. Look at Calix, man, getting so much information to cheat on over, potentially, but Kenzie gets one kill back. How does he spot the gap there in the middle? The trade is there for Calix, but that should prime Aurora into that B play.
Oh, but is so low right now. 5 points. Felt not the cleanest on the spray. He had all the time. They weren't looking in his direction, but he isn't even able to find a single kill, and they know there's a good chance Blank's going to come through here from Calix. Well, up the ramp he goes. He gets cleanly enough to stand a chance. Norway being as low as he is. There's a kit in play here for Calix as well. And he's ready to push to come through. Jago, it doesn't make sense to push because the molly means Calix won't be forcing the issue to be at that moment. At least it's the low health player for Aurora that goes down. 18 seconds now. Calix has to find frag soon enough. He's going to look to stick to the fuse. Job done.
That's beautiful there from Calix. Well managed in the 1v2. And Eternal Fire reigns supreme yet again. There's an opportunity for Aurora to buy with that bomb plant and the lost bonus building up. But at this point, honestly, I don't necessarily know if going for it is the best decision. They're gonna do it anyways.
Yeah.
But when is too much of a gap to kind of bend the knee and take eco at this point?
I think the thought process is, listen, we've got a bit of round loss bonus, we get the plants as well, and we know they're against the ropes economics. So if we can win this round, we break them and then back trading situation. But you're right, it is a big risk out of Aurora. They haven't had a full gun round at their disposal yet here on the map. If you lose this 4-1 into an eco 5-1, MR12 is brutal, but Antares is dead. And is that a disconnect? I must miss the kill. I don't know, man. This is tough to tell what's going on right now.
Yeah, it might actually.
Actually
get a kill.
Wait.
So I guess he's back.
It did look like he was dead though, right? On the highway. Okay.
Right, yeah. So a 5v3 nevertheless after all of that initial escapades from Eternal Fire. And Aurora have been dealt a pretty tough hand at this point. Deagle on deck, Mac 10 on Celter, and relatively no utility to really speak of here. For the CIS squad, and with this extra cave aggression from the Turkish side, I don't necessarily know if Aurora have anywhere to really go.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Eternal Fire actually forcing the issue right now in 5 versus 3. Normally just bunker down on fronts like all of the day. Deco knows he's got major cooped up in the corner. In the meantime, Antares is also taking fights in the middle. You don't have to do this with your Eternal Fire, and there's a bit of a gap towards the A bomb site, which Aurora are going to exploit.
Well, still Woxic left in this on the bomb site, not necessarily known for his rifling, and he actually gets punished in that gunfight as well. So suddenly, 2v4 turns into a 2v2 as the afterplant has to come away for Eternal Celter. I don't necessarily know what Antares was looking at there. Regardless, now it's just major. It's all falling apart for the Turks, and now. How does Major turn this one around? Doesn't have any utility, and the crossfire is beautiful. Norway swings from the boxes, and Aurora get an unlikely second, just scrapping their way through that round.
Yeah, if you're taking a snapshot of the 5 versus 3, you're almost never going to expect Aurora to find a way in the round from the position that they were in. I mean, they were like locked out of middle, Deco was locked out of that B double doors, and somehow they're actually able to get across the line. So we still haven't had a full gun round here. We haven't had a full gun round in this map.
And look at that. I mean, the risk actually pays off for Aurora. Look at the funds that Eternal Fire have to deal with. Woxic on a Mag 7, Antares doesn't even have a rifle to play with, so that extra danger is kind of averted initially. So Eternal Fire has to take some risks. They have a double cave set up here, and only a single player on Donut, no player on the A site itself. So Aurora could potentially just contact play into that A bomb site. And I actually think that that's just the perfect play. It's the perfect read, especially with Calix going out of Donut and trying to fight in mid.
Yeah, the perfect antidote here to what Eternal Fire have employed on the defense. Norway making his way in towards mid. He's looking crispy right now. Himself and Kenzie have just pitched up massively here from the word go on Ancient. Aurora do get the bomb plant, but that's certainly not going to guarantee them the round as they do progress into a 3 versus 2. And all 3 of the remaining players for Eternal Fire are going to be making their way through mid. And now it's Kenzie who has to clutch.
How has it gotten into this situation? 1v2 again now. This time Kenzie up to bat was able to get a couple beautiful kills with the P250 previously, and now he's kicking things off with another kill onto Antares, and Acadia last to fall. kenzzi pulls up another beautiful clutch behind that box. It looks like that's his position to play.
Yeah.
And Aurora managed the force buy win again. It's scrappy. And yet still, Aurora finally get one on the board. And I think that might be it. I think we might have our first eco on the cards here.
It has to be, right? Eternal Fire certainly not going to go for the force buy here. They're going to have to just, as you say, bend the knee, accept their fate. And Aurora will gain the lead here on Ancient for the first time since the pistol. Oh, no, they actually haven't led yet here, right? They were level at one point, but they have not had the lead. And again, it's just pace into a bomb site off the bat.
It is. Oof. Oh, Cadio with a beautiful flying headshot there. Oh my goodness. But I think that should be the biggest danger kind of averted here initially as the bomb goes down. Triple setup here from Eternal Fire on the flank and cave. But no initial duels being taken. kenzzi is considering it, but yeah, that's a much better decision there made by the IGL of Lackey, mauling off that potential angle. Deca will have some eco frags to potentially farm up here. Gets himself two, and there's a third as well. kenzzi chimes in with another as well. Good to get your Opper a little bit more confident. Some disasters on that AWP early on.
Yeah.
But now we
not
get
the
guns.
Cleanest initially with the rifle there as well, missing a lot of shots, but eventually he racks up the 3 frags. And as you say, now we get the guns in play. It's the first full gun round we're going to have on the map, and we're 8 rounds in. There's only 12 rounds in the half, Paladin.
Yeah, and we get to see what necessarily the initial game plan that we were hoping to see maybe 4 rounds ago try to ensue this time around. Early mid control taken by both Woxic and Xantares, and an early cave duel being taken by Major. 2 beautiful frags as well. And then an initial kill off of Lackey, that mid lurk going down as well. Just a smattering of frags for the Turkish boys, and Eternal Fire just run away with an early advantage in this first gun round.
Yeah, both teams just smashing into one another here. Honestly, feel like we haven't even had an opportunity to catch our breath because it's just been such fast-paced Counter-Strike coming through.
Yeah.
Seen this a lot from BetBoom as well lately. They are very aggressive under Nafany. They play their T-sides with so much pace, and it's actually very entertaining. Either way, something similar coming through from Aurora, as we do see Deco ahead, top ramp right now. Will find a kill, and he knows the other player's deep towards CT. Problem is the bomb is still going to take a while to recover and get onto the site.
And the worrying aspect of this round is Woxic and Xantares are climbing up shelf. This isn't a safe passage back into the site. kenzzi still manages to win the duel, however, and now I think have room to get that bomb plant in, and another disadvantageous position for Aurora where they climb back into 2vx. Can they pull off yet another one, this time against the guns?
Surely not, right? This was a 5 versus 2 in favor of Eternal Fire. Lose this round, it would be a disaster. kenzzi goes on an explorative mission, and he finds himself a wild Calyx. Now we're down into an even numbers game. Is there a kit in play? It doesn't look like it, you know. So this is going to make it even more difficult for Eternal Fire. Deco's going to be left to his own devices. Maybe not expecting the aggression out of Cave, and there we go. Xantares will get the kill, and that's going to allow them for them to complete the defuse just in time.
Oh, but I got real dicey there. kenzzi taking matters into his own hands, killing the shelf player, going aggressive into long side as well. And then even in that situation where Deco is up in the clutch, there's still a world where, I mean, it's just a matter of picking the right angle, and he opts in for potentially a B main flank, and unfortunately, it just was the wrong decision. But the amount of damage that was put in there for Eternal Fire is not going to put them out of the woods just yet, mind you. So Aurora really have to keep their wits about them. Or sorry, Eternal Fire really have to keep their wits about them to kind of manage through these gun rounds early on.
I mean, if they lose this next round here, I mean, look at their money off the bat. You're going to have Major and Xantares are going to look to drop rifles. So they'll have 4 out of 5 players on favorable guns. But if they lose this next round here, then it's almost back to square one. It's eco territory once again. And because of the nature of the way the rounds have been going here, it's not like they're building up any round loss bonus. So lose this one, 5-4 Aurora, anti-eco afterwards, 6-4 up. They would be feeling very good about that position. You could flip the script though and say, yeah, Aurora, they don't have any money either. So this one is for the economic game as well.
Yeah, not too many rounds to play with, especially with MR12 in play. So every single opportunity with money under your feet is so important at this point. Now again, more cave aggression from Wicadia, and then finally it's punished by Aurora. It feels as though they've been able to get kill after kill Eternal Fire, but this time the CIS squad comes out on top. They have the opening advantage, and now they have a lot of room to play with. Seltzer aggressive in A main. You could potentially take mid control from Lackey as well. You have B lane control. There's so many options open for Aurora now, especially now that Wicadia is down.
Yeah, Aurora able to just slow down the pace of the game. Yeah, have something we haven't seen much of so far on this T side. Opening frag found, and they're going to start to congregate around that A bomb site. Looks like a split is on the cards here. A couple players through Donut, a couple players through A main. Calyx is here, and you do get a massive shadow advantage from this position, but he's got an MP9, and Seltzer going to catch a glimpse of him. That's a free frag coming through for him. There is a second player in position, but Woxic's all by himself.
Yeah, and there's absolutely no rotations nearby. He's actually just going to get smoked off straight away. The spam cannot connect. The bomb plant should go down. I mean, the post plants here are just so hard to break, and with the money not being in sort of a good state for Eternal Fire, I think that saving is absolutely the name of the game here, as every single player of Eternal Fire decides to scamper off into that B bomb site, hopefully trying to retain these guns, and Aurora managed that economic seesaw very well here.
Yeah, it's going to keep them in prime position. Now that we have a little bit of a moment to discuss things, we didn't get to talk about the veto in the pregame. This is indeed Aurora's map pick. Eternal Fire have only played Ancient twice in the past 3 months, both of them in CS2, and they won it on both occasions in the Rubet Cup. So clearly they're looking to integrate Ancients into their map pool. But something you also spoke about is Anubis. That's up next. That's the pick of Eternal Fire, and that's quite interesting for Aurora, right?
Yeah, no, I guess the most interesting aspect is they really want to rely on Anubis Eternal Fire, and it's actually an even better punish pick this time around because Deco hasn't ever played an official on Anubis. Funnily enough, it was the perma ban of 1 win, and now he has to actually go into that map just completely blind. And if they lose Ancient, then you have even more pressure on the back of your squad. So you definitely want to see if you can get this over the line here if you're Aurora, so you have a little bit less pressure and you can just treat it as a little bit more of a testing ground for Deco. But out the gates, Aurora still have to deal with this force buy of sorts from Eternal Fire. 3 rifles saved up and 2 MP9s bought in from Calyx and Wicadia. They do go aggressive in B lane, and now Aurora kind of have to wait around a little bit for this initial utility to subside.
Prime opportunity here for Aurora. Win this round 6-4, money wouldn't be great for Eternal Fire in the next. I mean, they have kept some change in the bank, so I'm not exactly sure what that investment would look like, but Aurora, they've kind of changed up the pace in the latter stages of this half. Happy to slow things down, pump the brakes. Not like they're even contesting any map control, not working their way in middle or Jaguar or anything like that. Just letting the clock run down and setting themselves up for a big exec into the B sites. And look at the way the minimap is set up right now. There couldn't be a better call coming through from Lackey.
I mean, these reads have been sublime from Lackey. It feels like he's able to pip the gap every single time. And now Major has to come up with at least 2 frags here. Otherwise, I think it's just looking at another save call, but he doesn't get anything. Caught in transition, trying to move over in the cave. And Woxic's rotation is there, sure, but the cross smokes are in. The plant should come down. And Woxic can't convert that spam unconfirmed damage onto Lackey. And I'm afraid to say, but I think there might have to be another save here again for Hayes.
Absolutely, they don't have an option. They just have to head for the hills. There's a kit on Woxic, but they've got no way into the site, and would have been a very one-dimensional retake anyway with them all coming through from, you know, CT into short and long. So Aurora have done a great job here as they go up 6-4. 10 rounds played in this first half, and it's Aurora who are in complete control of their own map pick. I mean, it was always going to be a trial by fire for Eternal Fire coming into Ancient here, right? With it being a map that they haven't played much at all as a team. They're playing against a team who have played this 23 times in the past 3 months. Their most played map.
Yeah, and I mean, sure, the win percentage might not necessarily bode well for the roster, with only around half of every game that they play they win. But